Welcome back to Leipzig, Germany and the Guild Wars Factions Championship. If you're just joining us, you're in for an exciting Game 3 between two top guilds. From South Korea and reigning world champion, it's the Last Pride. Their opponent from the U.S. is the upstart wildcard guild, Idiot Savants.
Back in the bed shower, baby! Yeah!
Let's get down to the floor as the match is about to start.
The Last Pride was clearly winning. They had the morale advantage. They had all the towers captured. They kept doing splits and pulling people out of position. In victory or death, Idiot Savants was able to concentrate firepower and take out a couple of the NPCs in the mixed melee. It still looked like they were going to lose, and they went for it.
We're basically going to try and go with what works. We're going to try and play real defensive and try and hold out longer so we have time to strategize.
This is Eamon McEnany along with Isaiah Cartwright, and because today's matches have run so long, the third game is taking place behind closed doors. Though the crowd won't be there to cheer them on, this match should provide plenty of drama. And what appeared to be a foregone conclusion now suddenly has the Americans with a chance to pull off a stunning upset. The winner goes on to the finals to face War Machine. Map 3 is on Isle of the Dead. So it comes down to this, Game 3, Evil in the blue, IQ the red. And Izzy, as we take a quick look at the builds, Evil not used to bouncing back from a loss. Did they make any adjustments?
No, it looks like Evil has made no adjustments. Very little has gone right back into the game with what they had before. And IQ the same.
Now,
well, that's odd. Looks like IQ has just stepped out of the base, took one look around, and went right back in.
Izzy, you want to take a guess what's behind that weird strategy?
I don't know. Maybe IQ's trying to fall back to their base and force Evil to come to them.
Well, that certainly probably has Evil thinking about what's going on right now. So IQ going off with an interesting tactic right away. And Izzy, one thing I want to ask you about, because we mentioned it before this game got underway, there is no crowd left in Leipzig. Will that change sort of the intensity or the style of play from the players?
And definitely, both teams seem to be way more relaxed without the crowd in their face, screaming at them for every mistake they do.
So we've just passed the 3.5-minute mark of this decisive Game 3 between Evil and IQ. IQ really a Cinderella story here going up against the heavily favored Evil team.
Yeah, it's amazing that they've come this far. IQ's a strong team, but to beat Evil, that's almost unheard of.
So it looks like we got a blue morale boost being picked up there. Some of the action is starting to pick up, but again, they seem content and relaxed to sort of see how this one plays out.
Yeah, it looks like IQ's just kind of teasing them a little bit outside their base, letting Evil get all the morale boost. IQ's not even running flags. Evil looks confused, trying to figure out what to do. Half their characters set up to, defeat them on mobility, but they're not even moving. How do you defeat someone with mobility when they're not even moving? Yeah, Evil's having a really hard time. They're getting in there and running into traps. They're running into Augie, beating on him with a hammer. The Guild Lord shooting him with a bow. They don't have a very good chance to push into that base, and they're having to go in and then retreat and just constantly try to push in there, but they're not making any ground.
Augie, the linebacker, describe just how effective he's been here at Leipzig as we go right now to victory or death.
Well, it seems like he's been getting on all of the target callers of all the teams and really suppressing every team's ability to, continue with their strategy.
Here comes IQ out of its base, flanked by its NPCs as we are in VOD.
Yeah, for the first time after 30 minutes of sitting around, IQ stepping out of their base, walking out with their NPCs, and looks like they're going to maybe be, aggressive here.
Well, they'll certainly be fresh, that's for sure, because they didn't do much for 30 minutes.
Yeah, after that nice break, they're pushing out with their NPCs. It looks like they're going to try to have a fight with Evil right here in the middle.
So here it goes, the action picking up. Victory or death, IQ now, after sitting on its hands, starting to be aggressive and take it to Evil.
Yeah, we're seeing some of IQ's signature meteor shower move on Evil's NPCs. Starting to kill some NPCs, but Evil's responding well. They're starting to clean up a lot of IQ's NPCs and really trying to get some kills while they're out of their base for once.
So it appears that the stall technique once again has accomplished the goal for IQ.
Yeah, they got a level playing field here in the middle, which is not looking good for Evil, as Evil's entire build is set up to run around the map and gain this huge NPC advantage. And now it looks that they don't have any.
It doesn't get any better than this. Victory or death in a decisive Game 3, a trip to the finals, and a chance at $50,000 on the line.
It's So the interesting thing here is, even though IQ's out of their base, they're still starting to take some losses. They're gonna have to start running flags here soon.
So let's see if IQ can do that as they try to shock the world by coming up with this upset over Evil. So it is now a straight-up fight between both teams, Evil and IQ, in victory or death.
Yeah, it looks like IQ finishing off the last of Evil's NPCs, taking a couple key losses here and there. They're really struggling for morale. Looks like for the first time this game, they're starting to bring a flag on in.
Izzy, how odd is it to run your first flag this late in the game?
It's completely unheard of. Normally you run flags this entire game, but it looks like IQ is just playing this from the beginning.
So IQ captures a flag at 35-50. In 2 minutes, they will have a chance for a morale boost, which would be huge in victory or death. We will keep our eye on that.
IQ continuing to pressure that Guild Lord, but taking a couple key losses. That morale boost might come in just at the nick of time.
So the monks are withering, and IQ has set themselves up for a morale boost in 10 seconds, which would be huge here.
Yeah, IQ could really use that morale boost as they've lost their monks a couple times here and wasted some sit.
They'll get it in 2, 1, and there it is, the morale boost at 37-50. Should be interesting to see if IQ can take advantage as they now head towards the Guild Lord once again.
Yeah, that morale boost was huge for IQ. They can really keep up the pressure on that Guild Lord now that they can bring those monks back.
Not everything all going IQ's way, though. They are taking losses from Evil's defense, but at the same point, they're starting to deplete the energy pool of Evil's monks, which is huge when you go after the Guild Lord.
Yeah, both sides have been trading kills back and forth and getting those Guild Lords down to half and then healing them right back up. It's a close game.
So the monks play such a crucial role in victory or death. We have just hit the 40-minute mark in a match that continues to last. All right, who will blink first? A trip to the finals and a chance at $50,000 on the line as Evil gets a morale boost right there.
And that was unexpected. IQ just getting a morale boost. Evil was able to squeak in there and get the flag right afterwards. This might do it for him.
Let's hear what Rain has to say as we listen in.
They have the flag. It's going to have to be everything on the Lord at this point. I don't think we have any more reds. They're out of energy. Everything on the Lord. Smite the Lord, everything.
Looks like IQ's making a final push without any monks on that Guild Lord. And it's going down. He's a moment from death, and that Guild Lord is just barely hanging on.
What is keeping that Guild Lord up? He is going down. IQ looking to put the finishing touches on what would be a remarkable upset, and there it is. IQ hammering the Guild Lord, and it's over. A stunning upset knocks off the heavily favored Evil squad. That was an incredible finish, and Evil is stunned in disbelief.
다 같이 원래 버스를 타고 호텔로 모든 길러 관계자들과 선수들이 함께 이동을 해야 되는데 저희는 그렇지 못했고 그냥 걸어가다가 잔디밭에 누워 있었는데 그때 그동안 서로 멤버들과 한 30여 분 동안 아무도 아무런 말을 하지 않았습니다. 물론 개인적으로는 어떤 말이든 위로되는 말을 해주고 싶었지만은 그럴 기분이 모두가 아니었고 그냥 조용히 누워 있다가 그냥 다들 수고했다 그동안 그런 말을 하고 집으로 돌아왔습니다. 그리고 글쎄요, 지금 일단 저는 군대 가기 때문에 더 이상 길드에 남아있을 수가 없고요. 아마 길드는 남아있지만 길드는 길드워에 남아있지만 아마 운영되지는 않을 것 같습니다.
Idiot Savants moves on to the finals tomorrow afternoon. So this is the first time an American